Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we have to discuss a credit card that I've not talked about much on my channel, and that would be the US Bank Altitude Reserve Card. This card currently has an annual fee of $400, and today let's cover it. Is the annual fee of $400 worth it for the US Bank Altitude Reserve Card? And when talking about this card, you would ideally want to compare it to either the Citi Prestige, the American Express Platinum Card, or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. These cards are all in this upper tier. Now, the other banks keep raising the annual fee on their cards. The American Express Platinum is $550 a year, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is $550, and the Citi Prestige is $495. For whatever reason, US Bank has not raised the fee on this card, but I think in the future they potentially will, and then they'll include more credits or benefits. And the reason why people might not consider US Bank's collection of credit cards is because their branch locations are somewhat regional. It's not really a regional bank, but it's also not entirely a national bank. When you look at their branch locations, they're concentrated on the West Coast and the Midwest, not so much in the South, and not at all on the East Coast for whatever reason. But when you look at this card, it seems pretty interesting. It seems very impressive. The problem with this card is it's somewhat difficult to get. Difficult, one, to be approved for based on your credit score, and two, they maybe have a 512 rule, I'm not sure. Everybody knows about Chase Bank's 524 rule. If you've had more than 5 new credit cards in the last 24 months, they auto-decline you. The reason why I haven't covered this card is because I got rejected. I applied for this card last year. Maybe I had had 5 or 6 new credit cards opened that year prior to applying for this one. US Bank denied me outright. I called the recall line. They said definitely no. So if you apply for this card, just beware that the application requirements are higher and they're very sensitive towards your application history. An additional barrier is you must have a prior banking relationship with US Bank. And it's pretty broad. You can have a checking or savings account, any kind of a loan, or any other credit card, and you must have that five business days prior to applying for the US Bank Altitude Reserve Card. I guess you could open a checking or savings account, make sure that there's no fees, maintenance fees, or annual fees. But the easiest path for you, if you're serious, is just to get one of their other credit cards. Currently, they just launched the US Bank Altitude Go card, and this is a great no annual fee, 4% cashback card. I also haven't covered this card on my channel, but that's basically it. It's a no annual fee that will get you unlimited 4% cashback on dining. Pretty decent. Additionally, it's rumored that either next week or next month, US Bank is launching a third Altitude card. This would be the US Bank Altitude Connect card, $95 annual fee. These are the rumored benefits. I don't want to talk about it because it's not confirmed yet. Once this card comes out, though, we will have a new Trifecta setup. There's the Chase Trifecta, the AmEx Trifecta, the Citi Trifecta. US Bank finally got with it and has now built a pretty decent credit card trifecta between the Go, the Connect, and the Reserve. Once the Connect comes out, I will make a video breaking down that trifecta and comparing it basically to the other major banks' trifectas. But let's get back to talking about the Altitude Reserve Card. First thing you should know is the sign-up bonus is 50,000 points for $4,500 in spend in the first 90 days. And what is this worth? Well, US Bank Altitude points can be redeemed for a cashback rate of 1 cent per point. So that's a $500 value. However, thankfully, this card does have a portal boost function. US Bank doesn't have any transfer partners. All you can do is go on their booking site and then redeem through their portal for hotel and airfares. It's a pretty reputable portal with good redemption values. So if you use those 50,000 points when booking in their portal, it actually has a $750 value. When we look at the earning categories for this card, it earns you 5x on hotel and car rentals when booking through their portal, and then 3x on travel and mobile wallet purchases. Now, the travel category, thankfully, is a broad travel category. It should work with all websites for hotels, cruise lines, airfare, taxis. It's a very broad, inclusive travel category. It's also 3x on mobile wallet purchases. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then for a limited time only, because of the pandemic, if you're watching this video in the future, this category might have been removed, but currently it's offering 3x on dining and takeout because people right now aren't really traveling. And if you want to just view this as cash back, then it's a 5% category, a 3% category. But if you use those banks in their portal for redemption for whatever reason, then it gets a huge boost. You're now earning 7.5% back, cash back equivalent on hotels, car rental, 4.5% on travel and mobile wallet purchases, and 4.5% on dining and takeout, and of course 1.5% on everything else. This card does have a $400 annual fee, however it gives you a $325 annual travel credit. This is comparable to the Citi Prestige $250 credit or the Chase Sapphire $300 credit. So the US Bank Altitude Reserve is giving you the highest one, $325. Anything that codes as travel will trigger this credit, so you have to value it at 100%. If you travel at all in the year, you should be able to use this $325 credit. So when you look at the annual fee, $400, and you subtract that $325, the effective annual fee for this card is only $75. That is pretty ridiculous. You know, when you look at cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the annual fee for that is $95, and you're not getting any travel credits. So when you factor in the sign-up bonus worth $750 minus the effective fee, the first year value, the net positive value of this card, your first year, is $675. And that's before you even make any purchases or use any of the other perks or benefits. What are the other perks included? Well, there's of course TSA PreCheck. You can get complimentary GoGo Wi-Fi. This card, of course, has no foreign transaction fees. You have world-class service. Let's see, GroundLink Black Car service, and then it does give you solid travel protections. Trip delay coverage, lost luggage coverage, trip cancellation coverage, and auto rental damage collision waiver. Potentially the biggest weakness to this card is their version of Priority Pass Select that they have elected to include in the card. And unlike the Chase Sapphire Reserve, AmEx Platinum, or Citi Prestige, you don't get unlimited Priority Pass Select access to their lounge network. You only get 4 visits free per year and 4 guest visits free per year. But if you're only traveling through airports 2 times a year anyways, then this could be perfect for you. But if you're a frequent flyer, then this card or this benefit might be a letdown. Now, the crazy thing about this card that we just have to pause the video and reflect on is 3x back on all mobile wallet payments, or 4.5% cashback equivalents when redeeming through their portal. This works with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, LG Pay. So anywhere, any store that accepts mobile payments, and this is most places these days, if you want to get 4.5% cash back at Costco, you can do that, or groceries, or gas, or dining out, or Walmart, or Walgreens, like almost all places that you commercially shop at accept mobile payments now. So this is, in my opinion, too good of a benefit. I don't know how much longer US Bank can support this or allow this to continue, because I really do believe this is one of the greatest secrets in the credit card community. And to illustrate how bonkers good it is, let's just go ahead and look at my fake budget that I use in all my videos. This is how much I spend in each category, roughly per year. It's about $20,000 on credit cards. So let's go ahead and plug the US Bank Altitude Reserve into the categories in which I think I can get away with only using mobile payments. Dining, groceries, gas, and of course travel. That's about $11,000 in spend, and I would be saving about $530, a savings rate of exactly 4.5%. That is really shockingly good. This card is very impressive once you actually know how to use it and then max out its abilities. So when you compare the US Bank Altitude Reserve versus this other top tier of other banks' credit cards, You got to look at the disadvantages. One, somewhat harder to get with the requirements of having a prior relationship 5 business days ahead. That does deter people. Their points can't be used with transfer partners. The other 3 banks do have transfer partners, and there's potentially more value by transferring your points out. You can't do that with US Bank. And then, of course, the limited lounge access. You really have to ask yourself if you want that unlimited Priority Pass Select, or if you want Amex Platinum's Extended Lounge Collection. That is definitely something to factor in if this card for you is better than the other 3. However, the upsides of this card, it has the lowest effective annual fee, has very good travel benefits for the price you're paying, and then it has an amazing earning rate on potentially so many categories if you're using it for mobile wallet payments. And there you have it, guys. The US Bank Altitude Reserve Card might be the most underappreciated top-tier credit card. I wish I had it. I'm currently going through a gardening period in which I'm not applying for any cards for an entire year. And this card is the first card that I will be applying for once I get out of credit card purgatory. And if I do get it, I definitely will do an unboxing, and I bet you that the earning rates might change or be updated, so I'll do another full breakdown of the card in a year if I have it. We'll see you then. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up so the algorithm knows it's good. In addition, leave a comment down below. I always love hearing from you guys and hearing what you have to think. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. I talk a lot about credit cards these days. Until the next video, take care.